The title of my research topic of a research article is relationship between climate change and health of adult residents of Ile-Ife, Nigeria. Introduction. Climate change refers to some variations in the climate system that are observable to human activities, especially those that alter the atmospheric composition of the earth and ultimately lead to global warming. There are many ways through which climate change affects human health. Among these are increasing temperature, rising sea levels, as well as increasing storm frequencies. Climate change has great implications on human health as regards injury and illness. Temperature and rainfall dynamics may increase the distribution of disease vectors such as dengue fever, malaria, and incidence of diarrhea diseases. In Africa and other developing regions of the world, climate change is a threat to economic growth, long-term prosperity, as well as the survival of already vulnerable populations. Ile-Ife is an ancient city located in Osun State in the southwestern region of Nigeria. There are farmers, traders, civil servants, and transporters, among others, residing in this ancient city, who may have different perceptions of the impact of climate variation in the area. The impact of climate change on the health of these people requires careful examinations in order to find solutions to the problems that may be caused by change in climate in the area. Even though few studies have been conducted in the past that are related to this study in Nigeria, they were conducted in other regions of the country, such as North Central and Southeast regions of the country. These regions are relatively different climate and the climatic change as compared to that of Ile-Ife, which is the area of the present study. This study therefore aims at investigating the relationship between climate change and health adult residents of Ile-Ife, Nigeria. There are three research questions in this study. 1. What are the respondent sources of information on climate change in the study area? 2. What are the common ailments and diseases that are associated with climate change in the study area? And 3. How knowledgeable are the respondents regarding climate change? 2 null hypotheses were generated in the study. The first one states that there will be no significant relationship between some selected socio-economic characteristics of the adult residents of Ile-Ife and their present health status. While the second null hypothesis states that there will be no significant relationship between some selected socio-economic characteristics of adult residents of Ile-Ife and their perceived effects of climate change on their health. Methodology. The study was conducted in Ile-Ife between May and June 2016. Ile-Ife is an ancient city located in Osun East Senatorial District of Osun State. It is lying on the 7.4905 degrees north and 4.5521 degrees east. Survey method was used involving obtaining information with the aid of structured questionnaire coupled with oral interview. Random sampling technique was used to get the sample size of 142 from residents of the city. Informed consent of each respondent was sought and obtained before the commencement of the study. Direct administration of questionnaires was employed, and the 160 questionnaires were distributed. Out of these, 142 of them were duly completed and returned. Data were analyzed using frequencies, mean, standard deviation, as well as percentages. Pearson product moment correlation was employed to find the relationship between the test variables of the hypothesis that were generated. Data was analyzed using SPS software version 22.0. Result. Majority of respondents 42.3% of them got information on climate change through radio, while 28 of them, representing 3.7%, got their information through personal experience. Seven of them, representing 4.3%, got their own information on climate change research institutes. 78% of the respondents, amounting to 54.9%, had adequate knowledge about climate change. 13 of them, representing 9.2%, had very inadequate knowledge. 35 of them, representing 12.6%, had inadequate knowledge, and 16 of them, representing 11.3%, had very adequate knowledge about climate change. The largest number among them, 53 of them, represent 37%, had both malaria and headache combined together as the ailment resulting from climate change, while 43 of them, representing 30.3%, had only malaria. 11 of them, that's 7.8%, had typhoid. Malaria and typhoid together affected 10 of them, that's 7.0%. Only one of them, which is 0.7% of the total respondents, was affected by skin rashes. Regarding the result of the hypotheses that were generated, hypothesis 1, the correlation coefficient is 0.348. And in this, significant relationship exists between the age of the respondent and their present status. P equal to 0.01, R equal to 0.348. Significant value of P, which is 0.01, is less than the critical value of P, which is 0.005. Similarly, significant relationship exists between the educational level of the respondents and their present health status at P equal to 0.01, R equal to 0.348. Therefore, the null hypothesis is rejected. Regarding hypothesis 2, correlation coefficient is 0.392, and significant relationship also exists between the age of a respondent and their perception of the effect of climate change on their health. P equal to 0.001, R equal to 0.392. Significant value of P, which is 0.001, is less than the critical value of P, which is 0.05. There is also significant relationship between the educational level of the respondents and their perceived effect of
Sorry to interrupt. Please conclude your session. Sorry to interrupt, Ganiyu. Please conclude your sessions. Your time is running.
Discussion.
You have 2 more minutes. Please conclude your session. Yeah, please conclude your session. Yeah, please. You have 2 more minutes. You please continue.
Hello?
Yeah, please continue.
Should I continue? Okay, the mean age, hello? The mean age of the respondent is the mean age of the respondent is 41.9 plus or minus 11.5 years. And this agrees with the work of Adedeji et al. 2013, where they reported the mean age of their respondent to be 45.5 years. Similarly, the majority of our respondents was they were literate, and this also in line with the findings of Adedeji et al. 2013, where they reported 72.4% of their own respondents to be literate as well. This finding might be attributed to the presence of first-class educational institutions, both within and the study area, which is Ile-Ife. Majority of the respondents had tertiary education, and this is contrary to the work of Oda 54 to 2015, who reported majority of their own respondents, that's about 32%, having only secondary education. Similarly, radio is the major source of information on climate change for the people of Ile-Ife and
Please conclude your session.
This all contradicts the report of UDAF 2023, who reported
Please conclude your
majority of the
session.
respondents' source of information as a personal experience.
Yeah,
However,
please conclude your session.
what corroborates the work of this year 2013. Majority of our respondents also had adequate knowledge. Okay, had the adequate knowledge. Is all right. Now, significant relationship was found between the age and educational level of the respondent and their present health status, making the null hypothesis to be rejected. This finding is also in line with the report of Adedeji et al. 2013. Also, there is significant relationship that exists between the age and the educational level of respondents and their perception of the effect of climate change on their health. This finding also corroborates the report of Adedeji et al., who made similar reports in their study. Conclusion: this study assesses the socioeconomic characteristics of respondents as it relates to climate change and its effect on the health of adult residents of Ile-Ife. Climate change had negative impact on the health of adult residents of Ile-Ife, and radio was the commonest source of information on climate change for majority of residents of Ile-Ife, and many of them had adequate knowledge about climate change. Malaria, accompanied with headache, affected the highest percentage of adult residents of Ile-Ife. Significant relationship was set between certain social characteristics of the people of Ile-Ife and their health status as